So obviously Phee Collier deployed the Caitlyn weapon. She deployed the Caitlyn weapon. Like she name dropped Caitlin Clark specifically, not just talking about the young stars, name dropped what Cathy Engelbert said about Caitlin Clark. And I'm actually I'm very disappointed that Phee did not run this by Caitlin. And I would assume Phee did not run it by her agent either. And if it turned out that Phee did run it by her agent and Erin Kane did not let Caitlin Clark know, Caitlin Clark needs to fire Erin Kane on the spot. Like, as it's kind of as simple as that. Whatever about some of the Nike deals, whatever about some of the deals that people like don't really particularly like Erin Kane for. If this happened and Erin Kane didn't let Caitlin know about this, because her name is now being used in the news, her name is now being used in something that she absolutely did not know about. So it says here, obviously, Caitlin's working towards full health. Caitlin Clark in WNBA, I have great respect for Phee, and I think she made a lot of valid points. This is straight up the most important moment in our league. And look, she's not wrong. But this right here, Caitlin Clark said she had not heard the story about Cathy Engelbert and the Phee Collier shared publicly, nor has she heard from Engelbert since. She's not going to hear from Cathy. But in other words, Phee and their agent said, we're going to make Caitlin Clark speak up by adding her name to it. Like, that is, and by the way, Phee has publicly talked about, like, now revealed how much money Caitlin Clark makes. She revealed how much money Caitlin Clark makes and tried to use that as a bargaining chip, and tried to use to deploy the Caitlin Clark weapon without her knowing or her permission. It's one thing, even if Caitlin wouldn't want it said. Like, I get it. You can argue in this scenario it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. But, like, that's not right. That's not right. It's not a good look for the Phee. Air it out and not share this with Caitlin Clark beforehand or run it by her. Like, even just run it by her. I said here, either Phee didn't run it by her agent, which would be wild, or her agent knew and didn't tell Caitlin. I think it's going to be the latter. I think it's the latter. I vote Phee didn't run it by her agent. From what I've seen, that would be in character. Like, it's either Fee's gone completely unprofessional by, like, look, she's reading a statement. Like, best case scenario, she's saying something and making her freaking nuclear for her agent because obviously everything that's being written about, obviously everything Cathy Engelbert's involved in, like, I think she's on the board for McDonald's as far as I'm aware. Like, I could be wrong with that, but Cathy Engelbert has her feet in so many, like she's involved in so many massive companies. And if you're an agent, you're going to be like, oh, maybe we need to do some damage control or have some sort of crisis management there for the business backlash, which is going to take on Phee, because there are companies that will pull out with Phee after this talk. There's no question about it. Companies that work with Cathy. So either she's done something and left her agent out to dry, or the agents ignored it, and I'd say it's probably the former. So obviously when Caitlin chose not to comment after Fee's press conference, if they had discussed it prior, she would have had a statement already. Phee didn't tell Caitlin Clark she's going to say, and never told her Cathy said last year. So yeah, exactly. Like, Phee kept this secret from the person. Phee heard what Cathy said about her, kept it secret for 6 months, and then used it as a weapon in CBA negotiations. So, like, if the WNBA players got what they wanted, this would have never been public as well. Let's not forget about that. This would have never been public. First of all, I've no question about it that Caitlin's been forwarded on nonsense that Cathy said to her. There's a reason why it's clear Caitlin and the league higher-ups, they don't necessarily, like, you can tell by the way she acts. Like, even with, like, with the, what was it? When they won the Commissioner's Cup, they mentioned Cathy and Caitlin just goes, pay us more. Like, you can tell that these players hate her, including Caitlin. So, look, it's something, but it's just not, it's not a good look for a player that I actually, like, I think is universally liked. Everything about the WNBA is bizarre. Trying to press Phee, thinking CC statement would have been different if Phee phoned her and spilled the tea beforehand. That's dumb. Like, that's just dumb logic. It's not about whether the statement would have been different. It's just common decency. And, you know, not hearing something wild about a colleague and keeping it secret until it can benefit you. Like, that's not right, man. It's not right. And I like Phee. She shouldn't have mentioned it. imagine the amount, but at the same time, it's past tense now. Like, again, yeah, she leaked how she used Caitlin Clark for CBA negotiations. They've been using Caitlin Clark for CBA negotiations. Anytime Caitlin gets something big, they're against her. But when they can use it for their benefit, they'll try. When she can try to use it to boost on rivals, she has. And she absolutely was right in the points that she made. But she is now, without Caitlin's permission or knowledge even, not even permission, without her knowledge, leaked what Kathy Engelbert said 8 months later, has been holding on to it to use as a freaking weapon in CBA negotiations, while also leaking how much money she gets paid. So, like, and also, this is a player who has the same agent as her. Yeah, Caitlin's never set foot on Rivals. Caitlin is never setting foot on Rivals. That's just not happening. Hasn't happening. Like, I could see Caitlin Clark. I was about to say she could play in AU, but Cheryl Swoops is a big owner. Man, I actually could see Caitlin Clark playing that Maverick Carter League at some stage. Like, I could see Maverick Carter going, yeah, we're gonna. What is it? It's 4 teams or something. Is it 4 teams, 4 men's, 4 women's? The freaking Maverick Carter Saudi League where they're gonna be paying like record salaries even for the NBA. I could see her going and playing in the off season for 30 million over in Saudi. Like, it's that type of a thing. Or in the Maverick Carter League, which is like Saudi, Dubai, all these countries. But it's some of the fans being like, I'm sure Caitlin Clark, Phee told Caitlin. Like, I think we assumed common decency. I think we actually assumed common decency from a player that, in general, people liked. I don't think it's wrong to assume that somebody's not screwed over somebody else or not gone behind someone's back to say something or not use the person as a pawn. At the end of the day, like, these players just use, like, they will hate on Caitlin Clark and then try to use her like she's not a person in CBA negotiations. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. They wanted her to say something when the whole time she wasn't even told anything. It's fucking pathetic. Like, people are like, oh, Caitlin needs to speak up. But at the end of the day, could you imagine being a person whose name's used like this when you're not even, without your knowledge? And again, I don't even think she probably would have said, yeah, don't say the 16 million. Just, it is what, like, don't mention that. You could even, like, if Fee's statement had been, Kathy said whatever Caitlin wouldn't have made, and it's like an amount we're leaving out for privacy reasons if it was not for the WNBA, and then made another statement about a little bit about that. But no, she has to, bring out other people's shit to use it upon. Like, I'm disappointed in Phee. I'm disappointed in Phee. Flip-flop bigger picture. No, fuck Kathy. It's fuck Kathy always, but, like, nah. Aaron Kane is incompetent. I either think Fee's gone under. Aaron Kane either needs to be fired now. If Aaron Kane knew, Caitlin has to fire. Caitlin cannot keep Aaron Kane on if Caitlin knew. If she knew. If she didn't know, like, this is probably something that is bad enough that you consider dropping Phee as a client. Like, considering what's happened between 2 clients. Like, this is something where that's bad enough where if Aaron Kane didn't know, you consider dropping Phee as a client. If Aaron Kane did know, Caitlin Clark's got to drop Aaron Kane as an agent. Like, it's kind of as simple as that. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.